Oh, yes, your wife's homemade buttermilk biscuits are always so delicious. Please thank her for me when you return, will you?
I'll be sure to tell her. But she's going to want to hear some of your stories. I don't suppose you would lend us one of your books, would you?
Oh, the stories are always best when I get to tell them in person. But for dear Mara, of course. Let me see what I have here. A Tale of Two Dwarfs, perhaps? Very romantic.
She loves that one, but she's heard it already.
Very well. How about the Tharos Chronicles? This is a collection of journal entries from a druid seeking to resurrect his bear companion.
Ooh, maybe that one. But what else do you have in mind?
Well, I have the Khalid Pilgrimage, Torag's Tongues, The Legend of Orin, the Siege of Fort Nunder.
Ooh, that one sounds interesting. Tell me about that one.
Oh, well, how about I just read you a sample? The heroes of Phaendar arrived at Fort Nunder. But as they began investigating, a pair of hideous creatures emerged from the maw. Frampton struck out from the shadows. Aiden charged the beasts. Jessup identified them as trollhounds, magical, alchemically created monsters that can regenerate unless burned. One of the hounds sunk its teeth into Aiden, infecting him with bloodfire fever. Kieran retaliated. Jessup lobbed an alchemist's fire, and their combined efforts finally brought the creatures down. Our heroes took effort to hide the bodies and continued their exploration. Frampton snuck ahead and observed a few trolls in the inner courtyard playing some kind of dice gambling game. Eager to try his hand at the game, the rogue convinced his friends to take a diplomatic approach, despite their inability to speak to the trolls. With a bag of gold in hand, they walked in.
You're stepping forward, and I've revealed pretty much all of the courtyard here. And they kind of finish around, and one of them looks and sees you, and you're holding up your little coin purse.
Shake it, and I point.
And the three of them kind of look at each other, and they start speaking, and only Jessup can hear this, and they're like, looks like he's here to play. And then the one's like, yeah. And they kind of like look outside at the lights, like, I've got some time before dinner, we could play some game.
Jessup is kind of like jaw drops that this is somehow working, and still using the message spell, like points to Frampton, like, you gotta be kidding, I think they want to play with you.
So this one here,
universal language, I'll nod my head and start walking up to the table.
After winning his first round, Frampton doubled his wager. His companions gathered around him, Jessup accompanying with his instrument as the trolls welcomed their gold.
The trolls kind of look over at you, and they're like, oh, that was a good one. You can't understand what they're saying, but Jessup over there can hear them. He's like, they kind of point at Frampton. He's like, that was a good one right there. And then they look at Kieran. He's like, could have been better on that one.
They seem to really be enjoying your guys' company here. You keep playing on.
Aiden smiles and laughs, and then kind of moves in, and he will slowly, out of his coin pouch, take a copper and a silver and a gold piece.
And then Frampton will put 8 silver pieces on the table.
Okay. He's doubling his investment this time. Okay.
Double it down.
Yep.
Kieran's eyes go from one troll to the next troll to the next. And this, I'm picturing, is super intimidating.
It's gotta be terrifying.
These guys are massive. He's gonna pull out the bottle of like herbal liqueur that we got from the other fort. He's gonna pull the stopper out, take a long swig of it, and like set it down on the table, and then pull out 4 silver. Say, I need to warm up a bit to this.
But upon discovering they were on the trolls' menu, the company prepared a surprise attack.
So, Aiden, rolls the 4th die. It lands on the table. It's the 2. The house, seeing that all the die have been rolled, throws
drinks
his
potion
onto
immediately.
the table, rolls a 3. This would have been a great round.
It would have been great.
But as soon as that die hits the table, Aiden pulls out his weapon and goes to attack. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Frampton downed a vanishing potion and disappeared, drawing his rapier and thrusting it into one of the trolls. Kieran cast Shield. Aiden struck the troll closest to him. Jessup cast Soundburst to stun one of the beasts, and the trolls began their rampage. A frantic battle ensued as our heroes fought bravely against the massive creatures. The trolls swung their long, clawed arms and lunged with bared teeth. Blades cut, spells were slung, arrows flew, and the bird's melody of battle hung in the air. One of the trolls made a devastating attack against Kieran, its claws slicing deep into the dragon disciple. Aiden offered prayers to Erastil with each loosed arrow. Frampton sunk his daggers into the fiends, and Jessup kept his friends from the brink of death. Finally, with a deadly slash of his rapier and dagger, Frampton downed the last troll, and they burned the creatures' bodies to vanquish them for good.